Hey everyone, what's going on? Just a quick video here. If you're new to this channel, what I often talk about is how our mainstream media stories are always scripted by a code, and this code stems back to ancient knowledge, and there are people who understand this code, and they are using this code to manipulate the minds and rule over the masses. That's why we never get really any good stories in the mainstream media. We always get all of these negative stories and many other things. They're using ancient knowledge and they are using a script. They're using what is called gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words and phrases. And our stories every day, the mainstream stories, are all coded with this system. And I got on Facebook a little bit ago, and this seems to be the major story that people were talking about today. This kid who had to get his dreadlocks cut off so he could wrestle. And then the referee is supposedly racist. Once again, just bringing in the theme of all of the racism and whatever else. And just think about this kid's name. When you look at this story, right away, what I first thought of was the kid's name is Andrew Johnson. And just think about this. This is a supposed racist-themed story, right? The kid's name is Andrew Johnson, who was the president after Abraham Lincoln, right? And Abraham Lincoln supposedly freed the slaves. And what else is interesting about what the media keeps pushing and pushing and pushing is all about how Donald Trump might possibly be impeached. And Andrew Johnson, if you know history, he just so happened to be the very first president to be impeached. So, how fitting, we get the story about a kid named Andrew Johnson just before we get the government shut down, just before, the new terms are coming up and Donald Trump possibly could be impeached. So, right away, that's what I thought about with this story. And it ties into all the racial stuff. But in gematria, if you write out the word dreadlocks, it just so happens to equal 61. And if you write out Andrew Johnson, it also equals 61. And I'll leave some links in the description so you can understand how to apply this. But basically, there's 4 main methods. And A would be the first letter, B the second letter, C the third letter, all the way up to Z, which is the 26th letter. So when you add these letters up, it comes up with a numeric value. But there's also Pythagorean gematria, which reduces it to numerology, and then there's also a reverse method. And the reason for that is because a lot of this stems back to Kabbalah, which is Jewish mysticism that has the belief that God created the world by merging the letter with the number. And look what God equals in reverse, 55 and 10. And look what Satan equals in the frontwards way, 55 and 10. And in Kabbalah, it's a lot to do with the tree of life that has the 10 sephiros or sephirats, and they're the 10 ways to understand God. That's why, things such as binary code is most likely in ones and zeros, because it's all about God. Possibly you've heard the song by Marilyn Manson where he says, "You say God, and I say 10," and he says it like the number. Think about it. God equals 10, Satan equals 10. Marilyn Manson studies this system. So, just wanted to show you why there was 4 ciphers. And we'll type it out here really quick. Andrew Johnson, 61 in the reduced method. And if you type out dreadlocks, it equals 61 in the reverse reduced method. So how fitting. Notice too, dreadlocks equals 92. And the school is called Buena. That equals 92. And they were wrestling against Oak Crest. That equals 92. Even if you're at Oak Crest High School, that also equals 92. Just like dreadlocks. These 2 teams wrestling, they both equal 92. How fitting. Also, in regards to this story, so dreadlocks 61, Andrew Johnson 61. If you just write out dreads, what most people call them, dreads equals 51. And that's important because the word wrestler equals 51. And this story got popularized by a reporter from SNJ Today News, and his name was Mike Frankel. And Mike Frankel and gematria equals 51. And it says that the story, he posted this on Twitter on December 20th, but I didn't see it really anywhere in the mainstream media until December 21st, which has a date numerology of 51. 12 plus 21 plus 18, that equals 51. So a date numerology of 51 when the mainstream media makes it really important. The guy who originally reports it, his name equals 51. Wrestler equals 51. Dreads equal 51. The ref's name was Alan Maloney, and his name in gematria equals 41. And the reason that sticks out so much is because if you write out 61 as words, it equals 41. And think about it, Dreadlocks equals 61, Andrew Johnson equals 61. You write out 61, it equals 41, just like the ref's name, Alan Maloney. And when Andrew Johnson won the match, he went on to give his team the win, and it was 41-24, right? So this ref's name equals 41, and then they win with a score of 41. So, there's some other interesting things that I've noticed. I'm not going to even bring it up, but in the Mexican-American War, there was the Battle of the Buena Vista, which is interesting with this team being called, from the town Buena, New Jersey and whatnot. And I noticed their mascot was the Chiefs, a team that I've been watching a lot in regards to the NFL. And it might sound crazy, but that's how this system works. They do a lot of these things. They hide a lot of these secrets, if you will, symbols in the background. It doesn't mean the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl, but it's just interesting. It's connected to some of the things that I have been talking about and following. So, the Buena Chiefs. One last thing is also just the town where this supposedly happened, or the town where this school is from, is Buena, New Jersey, which has this gematria of 59, which is really important to all of the racist coding. Words like Negro equal 59, and slave equal 59, cotton picker equals 59, jigaboo 59, blues equals 59, Rasta equals 59, Motown Records came out in 59, HIV supposedly came from the Belgian Congo in the year 1959, Belgian Congo equals 59, the Civil War supposedly came to an end on 5/9, Abraham Lincoln's birthday was 59 days before the Civil War began. The Civil War even began on the 102nd day of the year. And notice the word slavery equals 102. And also the super N-word here equals 102. They both also equal 42. Think about 42 and Rosa Parks and the bus. And she was 42 years old when she wouldn't get off the bus. That's why we're told that Rodney King equals 59, right? That's why we're told that his birthday was 4/2. It's just ridiculous. All throughout history. And February, Black History Month, equals 42. It has the 42nd day in it. Normally ends on the 59th day of the year. And the way you get to the super N-word, it even has, let me point it out here. Well, if I can find it here. Let's write the super N-word out here. The way you get to it, it's N breaks down to 5, then I is 9, G 7, 7, E 5, R. So it has a 59 in the front and back of it even, right? And then just think about all of that. Negro, slave, and so on. So, a perfect place for a racial coded story, Buena, New Jersey, that equals 59. I'll leave some links in the description, and I have a video where I show, all of these things with all of these coding. Michael Jordan equals 59. It's never ending. So, anyway, have a good one. Just wanted to show how this story was scripted, like all the other stories in the mainstream media. I saw a lot of people really mad about this story, and, it came out on a certain day. It's scripted by a certain code. And there's no doubt they used a kid named Andrew Johnson when Donald Trump could possibly be impeached in the near future. So, have a good one. Peace.